So people ask me pretty regularly if I see a lot of snakes down here in the desert, and I've always been able to answer no. I've never seen one. 5 years now coming down here, I've never seen a snake in the desert. I see them up in Wyoming and Montana and stuff, but I've never seen one down here in the desert. The reason for that is, I think, is that I'm usually here during the wintertime, leaving the spring while still relatively, it's starting to warm up here, but it's not hot yet, and so they're all hibernating, and we just don't see them around during that time frame. Unfortunately, I can no longer say that is the case. My mechanic's coming over here in a few minutes, put a new fuel pump in the van, finally figured out why it hasn't been running very good lately, so he's replacing that today. As we texted him, he asked me to turn the van around so he could work in the shade when he was here, because the tank's on the driver's side of the van, and that's the side the sun had been hitting, so he asked me to turn it around. No problem. I went out, turned it around, and then realized as I got out of the van that there had been this snake had been hanging out in a rut underneath the rear of the van. I'd been by the rear of the van recently. I don't know. Fortunately, it didn't give me any trouble, but it didn't want to leave either. As soon as I moved the van, it started boogieing to get back under the van again. And I don't want a snake under my van deciding to climb up into the suspension or whatever, or worse yet, God forbid, try and get into the vehicle. So I'll show you the video here, but just a disclaimer. I took advantage of a zoom lens to give you a better picture, a better view of what was going on, but I was not as close as it looks in video. I maintained a safe distance and was ready to backpedal if it came my direction, but it was more interested in getting away from me, but it wanted to hang out under the van. And I finally got it out from under the van, got away from the wheel so I could back the van up. I jumped in quick, backed the van up some more, well away from where the snake was at, and then it headed over and wanted to hang out under my chair. So I finally got it chased off into the brush, and now I'm picking up anything outside, so there's less shade for it, and I've moved the van further over away from the brush on the side here in the hopes that it doesn't want to come out this far to try and hang out under the van. So there you go. I'm not a snake expert, so I'm not going to give you a lot of advice here on snakes. All I can say is that this is the first time I've seen one in 5 years, because usually I'm not here when it's this hot, but I'll be here for a few weeks still this year. So they are out now. Normally, you're going to want to watch out when you're walking in brush like this over here, because it's really hard to stay well away from where those snakes might be. And as you'll see in this footage, this guy's hard to see. And so that's kind of worrisome if you got snakes in the neighborhood. They're hard to see, and they like to hang out in these brush and stuff. So and it's hard in an area like this to actually walk without being too close to a bush where you could get struck if a snake felt threatened by you walking past. So use caution with that. You want to wear heavy boots and pants and stuff if you are out there. And I generally try to walk slowly and make a little bit of noise so that the snake has a chance to know that I'm there. And usually they're just going to move on, and they don't want an altercation any more than you do. But it is a little concerning in areas like this where it's just hard to walk around safely and stay a safe distance from them. But do walk slowly, do wear heavy clothing on your lower extremities, and keep an eye out, maybe make a little noise, and just be aware of your surroundings or where a snake might be hiding, and try and give that a wide berth. So here you go. Here, check out this footage and let me know what you think in the comments. Have you seen snakes down here in the desert, or have you ever had one try and hang out under your vehicle like this? My heart's still going, because I'm not a fan of snakes, I admit it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments.